the people, as they start an organization, are doing everything. And then, as everyone moves the mission forward, and they begin to really focus on stuff, there becomes an understanding that we have to do these things, but we're going to have to do them maybe in different ways, because everybody can't do everything. We're tripping over each other. It's taking too much time. I have a life, you know, all those kinds of things. So as you move to that, even keeping this diagram in your head and understanding that there has to be a different role in each of those areas. And what happens most frequently is governance gets left. Nobody does governance. Because the board is so busy managing and doing that they don't take on their governance role. And so most of us have the opportunity then to have people come onto our board who think that being a member of a board is about doing, because that's what they've been doing a lot of the time in other organizations. And it's not about doing. The role of the board is in visioning and planning for the future. Key piece when we're talking about recruiting a skill-based board, the major item for you to remember is that you want the people who are on your boards of directors that are a governing board, you want them to be forest people and not tree people. They have to be people who look at the big picture. And so the board is responsible back to the whole community for whatever if it's immigrant services or if it's homelessness in from the cold kind of thing, no matter what it is, that board is responsible for the community foundation. The board owns it on behalf of the community, and they, because of the community, are looking at a leadership model that takes them first to the very basis, mission driven. You have to be clear, what's your mission? And it has to be simple, easy to state, and it has to be everywhere, because that's how you make decisions based on your mission. And then the second piece in this has to do with the common values that you hold. And that's where you have some of the largest conflicts you can have, is that in fact there are different values. Then, what does success look like? Have you sat down to think, okay, if we're successful, this is what we want to have happen in the next year, or maybe 2 years, 3 at most. But what does success look like? And then you go to a place of directives or goals, whatever. 3 to 5 big bucket pieces that are really what your focus is. And those directives, what success looks like, common values, mission, pretty much the purview of a governing board. So these directives are what? So the sort of what is going to be our focus for the next year, and then the strategies are how. So how are we going to do that? And that can be, again, depends on your organization. That can be board members doing that. It can be senior staff. It can be senior volunteers that have operations and management roles. But you have to figure out what those strategies are. And then every single individual in the organization has a performance plan that fits into the strategies, that fits into the directives, that make sure that you're going to be successful around the values that's delivering your mission. And then ultimately, we are completely about leadership development in our community. When you have people in an organization and you have processes, you have a politic. When you have clarity and consistency, then you have a culture that people want to be part of. If it is clear and if it's consistent. And simply, if you are the executive director, your job is alignment, that this is all aligned, that those are all in place and everyone's aligned around that. So that means all of the people you get to work with, the people that are paid and the people that are not paid with money, all are aligned around all of these pieces. How you can manage a political process is actually pretty cool. And you begin by looking at the first area, what is the potential that exists? And they're generally speaking the kinds of things that we look at every day. So it can be whether or not we discontinue a program because we don't have funding for that program, or is there another way to carry on without it that we don't have the funding. So first of all, you define what is the process. So what is the process? And let's go with the program cut. So in your organization, you know that there's a certain amount of money that you have seen lately that you're not going to see. So we're going to have to cut the program, we think. So in doing everything in a transparent way that is accountable and participatory, we need to decide what's the process that we're going to have to make that determination. Okay, so the first is the potential. The second is the process, and you determine what the process is. And then the third is the people. How do you determine who the people are as part of that process? So you're sitting there and you look at it and you think, okay, people, participants, in that whole process. Work product. Okay, so what, in fact, does the product look like? So that's more or less, if you like, what the whole plan is in this whole area. Then you look at progress. So you're reporting back the progress. If I can say, this is the one that there isn't compliance with this one. And in the places where I failed miserably, and there have been many of them, I forgot about reporting back the progress. So what happens is that all of this stuff is happening, and the board of directors doesn't know that it's all happening because they're all not involved, and you don't want them all involved in it. But you need to remember to report back the progress, because if you come to them with the final product and deliver on that final product, so it's going to be progresses. Okay, we found this brilliant new person who's just retired in the community, and he knows a whole lot about this issue, and he's going to be able to take over this program, and we're going to find a new way to do this, and that takes 2 or 3 months. You put on the executive director report or somewhere, it says that this is in progress, that this is happening, so everyone doesn't just forget about it, and then you come back with the delivery, and then if you did this well, they understand all of these pieces, and it makes it really clear. Founding, starting out, after you've sat around the kitchen table in community and thought this is a great service to offer, now we're making it happen. Founding. What we see in many organizations is they go from founding to growing without grounding. Okay, so then you have to go to the grounding place that's very much about what does the framework look like? Are we clear on that leadership model? All of those pieces. Then growing. Then we come to a place of being quite institutional. So everything becomes pretty rote. That's how we do it. We've always done it that way. Everyone knows. There often can be stagnation. The people have been in the positions for a really long time, and as that happens, you get to a plateau, and then you have to make a decision. Like you're either going to go forward or backward, but you can't stay there any longer. And if you go forward or backward, then, and with the backward, and I'm sorry because that's bad language for you, man. A lot of the time it means it is about closing your doors. And we're so reluctant to do that, and many times that's the right thing to do. It is the best thing for the community, because we aren't relevant anymore. What we look at doing to become relevant, somebody else has stepped in and done a long time ago, that there is a way for us to do that. You know, it's about the big picture, the whole thing, and deciding what you're going to do to be relevant.